open up, and then they float train as the decider. This is not a map we've seen this new look Heroic squad on, so there are no data points to go off of really for either teams. Heroic do at least have that one game from the other day versus Complexity to look at for Eternal Fire.
Heroic are underdogs, so they'd rather play train an unknown quantity versus a Mirage, whereas Antares is very comfortable. So let's see if it takes all three maps.
The thing that's super cool here is Eternal Fire have been really, really hot, having just made it to the grand finals of Blast Bounty. They were feeling good about that. Very impressive tournament from them. But in the same vein that Eternal Fire have started this year off strong, Heroic, who you kind of had no expectations for, have equally impressed. Sure, not making it as far at Blast at the top of the year, but they had a stand-in.
They played
very
Spirit.
Different circumstances, and they played Spirit as their first round matchup. So, all right, fast into the top site. Jota gonna tear through them with those dual Berettas.
Beautiful hold. He's gotten better every game. Oh, the cover's not there. Tania a little slow to that one. Gets the bomb, gets out. But they hear this every step of the way. There's no way he's hard clearing this one. Reload! Oh my god!
Maggia.
Oh my god!
Oh,
That's a whiff of massive implication. 1v1 now. Similar health and advantage on the timing. He's got a plan.
Antares is taking a really long route. Decides against it. He pushed in the lobby. He was trying to catch Tania falling back, but now is to win it out in this 1v1 down at lower. Double doors, strong post plant for Tania. He's played this so well. That one whiff from Maggia might really sour the start of this game for Eternal Fire. Antares, you'd like to think he's the one you want in these moments.
No way.
He's the experienced player, the hot hand player, the star of Eternal Fire.
Oh, no.
But with Tania in such a strong position, just wasting time. Sometimes the best way to beat Antares is to never face him.
That's so well played. Xploud loving it against his former team, former organization. And Tania, I mean, he was reloading when he ran past Maggia. I just thought, even with a whiff, there's no way you get the mag in and dump him. And Tania, even those micro details of him jumping out and hitting vent, you know, crouching in, like the movement's so smooth there. Antares just needs one shot, it slows you down, he's going to kill you. So, very close jump into the vent there.
Bro, the other thing there is, like, that's super uncharacteristic for Maggia. He's normally the cool, calm, collected guy who you can rely on in clutch moments. And that was essentially a clutch for him, right? The 1v1 back turned. That would have ended the round. And usually that's what he kind of provides for this Eternal Fire team. When you see Maggia still alive in a clutch, you go, all right, there's hope, there's a chance here. Got a good head on his shoulders, doesn't get stressed out in moments like that. And so is that a bad omen for the remainder of this series?
Oh, let's not jump on it too soon, but I will say Heroic, what it has done for them is filled them with confidence. They're going for vent dive round 2 for crying out loud, knowing there's no A1S spamming that vent. And Xploud has knifed Maggia, his ex-in-game leader, so already he's feeling a little bit cocky. Blimey.
Yeah, I want to see what Jota can do as well, right? Because obviously Xploud against his former squad in this Eternal Fire group, but Jota, formerly on Sangal, the core of which now make up this Heroic squad, he's also got a point to prove.
It's fun head-to-head, isn't it?
Nice, boys. Sick. The Eli's only two.
Knife in round 2. My God. Really setting a precedent. No way to do it again. Straight out the door. Flexing their muscles. The nades do land, and a bit of spam for Wakadia goes a long way, but they get down relatively unscathed. And that's just a path to a plant. That should mean an instant round win for Heroic. Eternal Fire, it's all about damage.
Joe's got the rest of the gang moving in to join him.
Ooh.
I mean, they have, weirdly enough, all right odds in these lower fights. It's a shame that it's just 2 players here, because woxic's claimed another life down at lower. Now they've spotted Tania lurking in a little bit later. If only they'd attempted this one. There weren't bodies down on that lower site. Still, it's a lot of damage here for Eternal Fire. But yeah, I think this is two teams that are both in their element. And sure, it's more shocking for Heroic with how quickly this roster was put together and assembled. Yeah. Eternal Fire only have one piece to slot in, but the results speak for themselves. That grand final run, a grand final that kind of just slipped by, but yeah, we had a sick opening map, a hell of a comeback from Eternal Fire there. You can't question the Eternal Fire squad's resilience in these games.
I think there was, on the other side, for Heroic, question of like land performance, because we saw this Sangal core do really well, go on a hot streak halfway through last year. They went to Pro League. Sure, they beat FaZe in an upset in the opening round, but then in a rematch, they lost it. They disappear. They go to the RMR. They bomb out. And we wondered, hey, is this team cut out for it? But with this new squad, with some fresh-faced Tania in it, with some Pius bringing words of wisdom, as we've heard in these voice comms, I think they are acclimatizing very well. Xflow bringing a lot of energy, no doubt. Yeah, also in this match.
I think it's a cool combination of players, and it's something that Swords even spoke about, right? Like the idea that you have a core of three who are all on the rise, kind of up-and-comers. Tania is the hot prospect in there, and then the experience of some Pius. It's a potent mixture for sure. Everyone's hungry to prove themselves,
still
but
ready.
Look at Xantares go. I mean,
2 lurks, he's ready.
Xantares was a huge reason as to why Eternal Fire reached that grand final. Sure, he went quiet in the semis, but up until that point, he was having a phenomenal tournament. What? My God, Jota. All right, calm down. You used to play with these guys. And you're going to do them like that?
Remind them what they lost.
Actually, let's do the ropes. Sorry.
I think Xantares has done his homework if he's hyper aware of 2 players separately coming through that smoke. That's just such a clean ramp hold. I can't believe he gets all 3 bursting.
That looked really good.
Yeah, really clean.
It's a CSGO type sequence, that one.
Ooh, picked through the smoke. Main player dead, but an nade break could have been perfect if not for Tania just shooting back. woxic outside already might have to save. They're down vent, they're on A, they're everywhere. Bomb, come back up, please. We've got this site, it's ours. Tania is on the heaven flank. This is all over the place. Suffering from success are Heroic. Forced into a save. Again, woxic out of the picture. That van got some tunes, though. Yeah. Great start for Heroic. Doesn't really get better than this. They forced a lot of conditioning early. They've done some yard smokes. They've hit vent multiple times successfully. If you're Eternal Fire, you always now have to be vigilant of the idea that there could be a player who's crept through these vent smokes. That's a filthy shot from Tania, not even on purpose. So even if Heroic aren't rushing down vent, they could have crept one guy in. Seed of Doubt already placed. Let's see if it sprouts in Eternal Fire. Oh, that works. Oh dear.
Oh God, you chose to face him, some Pius. That's... I don't know if that's the play. That's Xantares you're going up against, man.
And woxic as well. They come crashing back to reality in this round.
Watch like any game from Blast Bounty or Siege. just how good Xantares was. You could blind pick any one of them, and you have a, I'd say, 75% chance of watching him drop like 28 kills. I think there's going to be, you know, for me, there's a couple of things I'm keeping an eye on here on the Eternal Fire front. I want to see how Xantares is looking, because there was no denying that, like, as that tournament dragged on, he wasn't having those, like, insane, bombastic performances again. Now, I think Magic actually drew some really nice positives out of that. The idea that even though Xantares wasn't just one-man armying the game, Eternal Fire was still able to win it as a team. And so I think that's done a lot for the kind of vibe and the faith within this Eternal Fire squad in terms of how much they got faith in one another.
Yeah, I think Magic, like, we weren't doubting him anyway, because they had a great last year, making the playoffs of Copenhagen Major and a grand final at EPL against Na'Vi that was a round's difference from winning. But Magic, yeah, I think, building on your point, really proved himself again that he can call fantastic T-sides, because they did it without really Xantares or woxic popping off in a couple of those games. Some of the games are just with Cardia and Jota trying to drag him over, the young guns.
And I think even that is great, because, you know, like, what more of a sign did you need that removing Calyx, someone who's been, you know, close to the Eternal Fire guys for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, that is a pre-existing relationship that runs like a decade deep. And so removing him, I can't imagine was an easy decision for Matra and the rest of the gang, right? But something had to give. And so then in those matches where your stars go a little bit quiet, Jota, your new boy, alongside Wycadia, the two fresh-faced players, they were able to help a hell of a lot.
Well, I think also you want fresh blood at a certain point, right? You can't live in the glory days forever of, oh, Cobblestone's not in the map pool anymore, right? The Calyx Xantares duo is not what it used to be. So the idea that you can just hold on to forever to a 30-plus-year-old roster is not realistic.
Even back then, like, Calyx, when he was originally, you know, like, proper sick up there alongside Xantares in the Cobblestone, he was the young player. He, like, was the Jota of that team.
Yeah, and they've tried, right? They had Exiled on this roster. They obviously found Wycadia, who's turned into a diamond in the rough, and now they bring Jota in as well, who without a doubt has looked more and more comfortable with each passing game. Saw a great ramp hold from him. Eternal Fire. Oh, they clear outside with that nade. They don't see anything, but players cross late. Looks like fake smokes right now. What will Heroic do with the element of surprise? Can they make it down? One will. Oh, no, he won't. woxic saw him over the smoke. Xantares even finds X-Filed creeping through into Garage. So these little cheeky plays that LNZ's calling at these smoke pushes, right now they are being denied entirely. woxic, oh, caught off guard by Youngster. But 2v4 with a minute, and they're split. There's no easy way in here. Just completely repositioned. They just heard him tick from backside, so yeah, you can see. Oh, he wasn't ready for that, but he still reacts. So Pice just gets out there hunting him.
Surely this doesn't get weird. No, there's the hunt, the push from Wycadia. Gets that bomb away. And Youngster over at ramp shouldn't be given much here. Jota, yeah, but that's fine. You can give up one. Youngster's going to get him with that. 20 seconds left as he starts to root back into the lobby. But he's expecting to be fought by both players. That's what's going to need to happen if he wants to win this. There shouldn't be time to get out of this with a bomb plant. So even though he's poised himself like he wants to attempt this 1v3, it's going nowhere fast. Eternal Fire, they even hear that jump and they might go hunting after time. It's too enticing for Wycadia, hoping to remove that AK, but unable to get it out of Youngster's hands. Still, it's the round for Eternal Fire as this CT side starts to build.
Yeah, with the pace that Heroic make clear in the first couple of rounds, with all these upper rushes, the vent dives back-to-back rounds into an A hit, they've really lost the momentum, lost the edge there. You don't want to call like that forever. You know, especially with full buy rounds coming out, there's going to be util combos on your positions, but it's now a very different game. They can't call off of momentum. If you're not catching Eternal Fire off guard, they've got so many dependable pieces, as we've already seen, tested in a variety of spots in this game. AK looking for the entry. woxic had a phenomenal day yesterday. player that's reinvented himself. They can jump, but he will probably pick them out of the sky. Bomb spotted, that's all you need. Woxic missed shot, but the rifles are here to clean up. Despite Woxic falling, no one else will. And Sampayas, he may get down, but he's got no bomb.
I mean, all the extremities being held. Bomb away from him, and so even damage feels, you know, hopeful here, like for Sampayas.
He's dead.
Only a matter of time. Just going to walk right into Jota. And so he'll collect 4 all. The hero gun round won't find its impact for Heroic. They already found themselves in an alright position thanks to their successes earlier on, but you don't want to have started strong and then let Eternal Fire streak themselves away into a stellar first half. Running out of time to find much more on this T half. They're going to go outside with the smokes down. 4 players here, 1-man lobby lurk.
Again.
Working up close to main. Xantares decides now to slip down the vent, and that's right as Heroic looked to move in. Hell of a spot from Jota. He was heaven on that. So must have just caught Linus moving into position. More spots out in the yard and more frags put up from Jota. It's just down at 2. Living and dying on these yard fights are Heroic, and they've not won them so far.
Not even fights, really. Keep getting shot in the side of the head. Oh, Xantares doesn't know if they made it down earlier, so he's clearing this position. But now he's tucked in and might even have both kills. If I know Xantares, crouched in an off angle, a hard clear, Sampayas manages it. They can get a quick plant in. Woxic's not going to challenge with the AWP.
Bomb has been planted.
They got a smoke. But nothing more. X-Files has to do it from the back of the site. Sampayas so low.
I mean, if Sampayas finds this kill, the round is so on.
Yeah, he's going to have an orb. But bomb's not ready for him. But they're waiting this smoke forever. Woxic finally gets the kill he's been waiting around for. It's on this one, and Wicardia saves the day. It's fine for Eternal Fire. They do it again. I'm really not too sure what Heroic are trying to do outside. Like, that round, they're playing 4 outside behind, 2 behind the smoke walking secret, 2 walking main. So, like, they're relying on so much. Oh, wow.
Okay.
They're relying on so much going right. Like, they're looking for upper kills to take the bomb lower, I guess. But they're just not really getting many options to trade with how split this is. Even when they've walked 2 outside before, they're putting no pressure upper. And so everyone is vigilantly looking at the smokes. These are atypical rounds right now from Heroic, and it's costing them. Back to basics.
Powerful line for Woxic, and he hits that shot on Youngster, who's trying to throw his aim off. Woxic loves those flicks.
Whoa.
It's a little awkward for Jota. They're going to start to pressure him now, trying to chase down their man in hell. But it's another beautiful sequence from Jota.
Dude, the second kill's crazy.
If he can keep this up, yeah, ramp is off limits. You can't go there. A whole portion of the map is closed. Every time they've tried to get out, it's either that Woxic AWP or Jota just holding an angle with such insane precision. It doesn't even feel like we're in the same game.
It does feel crazy when you say, like, yeah, so you got Woxic outside with one of the fastest orbs right now. You've got Jota, who is just a rock on the ramp. And then the alternative is, oh, do you want to hit A into Xantares in main, spamming the vent, and Wicardia, who every round drops off silo. I'm watching his POV on the GoTV in game. Every round he drops off silo, he nades door and he flashes in front of door. So like that's his counter to this vent pressure early. He's dumping all his nades door at the start of every round and spraying the smoke. Sometimes he's nading the smoke. Sometimes he's flashing it. He's just putting on a lot of pressure so Heroic can't get down vent. So right now this A site, like we haven't seen it, but it's not going to be any easier for Heroic. Cardi is setting something up though. Fake molly so they can push hard. They're rushing the lobby. Change of pace for Eternal Fire. Catches Heroic sleeping at the wheel.
Some pious good reaction at least, but now they've learned about his AWP up close. Youngsters trying to cover up on top of the roof. This has been well contained, well handled from Heroic. They still have to try and save some pious right now, but too much time behind enemy lines. He was living on a timer. And that time has expired. Wycadia, oh, this is insane. That's wild.
Yeah,
walks through and tries to fight Youngster. It's so unexpected. It's so out there that Youngster's not ready for it.
The back lobby molly from Xantares allows him to do that. He knows door is clear. He knows radio is clear and the other position is burned out. So he had a window to do that and he makes it work. What a pace change for Eternal Fire. Talk about adapting before it's even required. That's Heroic trying to set up a default, trying to actually call a gun round, and Eternal Fire just slap him in the face. Cold water over the head. And this was a beautiful beginning to a game for Heroic, but now it's been iced out. 3v2, they don't know where Eternal Fire are. Is X-File going to walk through a main smoke? I mean, it's looking pretty desperate right now for Heroic. He's just spamming. There he goes, running in. Backside player to worry about. Arcadia gets his kill. Can't follow up, but he's done some damage. And this clutch is not easy for the captain of Heroic.
First kill in the game in this round, and now they're asking him to 1v3. Oh. That's a good flash. But no peek on the back of it. woxic waiting for Xantares. Eternal Fire, though, as part, as credit to their synergy, they often feel fine playing to the extremities of the clock here. You might think this is stressful with so much time ticked off the bomb. They're hoping that that was the right move. And so, yeah, woxic baits the shots by barreling in for Xantares to then close out.
Perfectly played. Couldn't ask for anything else. 7 rounds
Just
and
great
looking
spacing,
for 8.
great patience. They knew exactly what they had to do to win the round. woxic literally didn't care about hitting the shot. You have full faith in Xantares to pick up the trade.
I also just love how they full reset here in this 3v2. They give up everything. They reset heaven. They have one backside player, one ramp player.
I mean, I think coming into Katowice, starting in the plane for Eternal Fire, they're a team, even upon reaching that second stage, I don't think that's where the aspirations are anywhere near. This is a team that just made the finals at Blast Bounty. They should be aiming, gunning for playoffs.
X-File has just been countered in this game. He's got 2 kills. His first kill, I think, was a knife on Magic in secret.
Yeah.
And he's done nothing since. He has just been getting shut down outside. Youngster takes matters into his own hands, runs out ramp and gets that 4v4, picking Jota. A rare thing to happen, but Jota had an A1S. He hit the headshot first. Down the vent loud. Tania hears that. Eternal Fire dedicating a lot to this B-bombs.
I mean, you've got past ramp sentry in Jota, which is already a huge pickup. And now they want to do something with all this space, with all this room.
Plant for the double side. You just got to hope that it's covered. Oh, that's a shot. Wycadia gets a little bit keen there. Oh, okay, Xantares. He won't know they're already in the site. They're above him right now. So pick up for some pies, put that plant down. They need it.
Oh, Match has been waiting all round for someone to play through the door. He's just left now.
He's so late. He's got nades, but Tanir's beating him here by coming down vent, and even he isn't playing too soon.
This could get weird for Tanir. Timing dependent. Madja just going to miss that timing. Does have a low HP youngster. And double doors losing this post plant could be bad news. It's a follow-up dink on a Sun Pius. Will that be enough as it's teed up woxic for this 1v1? Tanir, smart move to go and reclaim the double doors. woxic has no clue. And so finally that streak is broken. It's 1 extra round for Heroic down the tail end of this first half. Hot hands for the Turkish squad as they gather around the Eternal Fire. 7-5 up at the end of that first half. And that's after a strong start from Heroic. They were able to break through eventually. Were Heroic in round 12. Will that be enough as we see them now take to the CT side of their map pick?
Yeah, it's a curious veto. We discussed it coming in. Heroic happy with map 2, but their pick map 1 not going to plan. Completely broken down by Jota and woxic. And Heroic looking to do the same. Push into the lobby. Somehow, some pious caught by woxic. Tania needs support. It's coming in the form of LNZ, but it's still hard fights. They'll win them out. Youngster stops a player in yard as well. And it's all back to their winning ways. Heroic looking to lock in both pistols in this map. 4v2 though, with Xantares and Macardia. Plenty of firepower to get you out of a sticky situation.
You know you can still have an edge in the first fight you take here if you're Eternal Fire. You can go looking for a 2v1. But heading into the ramp room, a second man has just moved over. X-Floud spotted. Tania not needed yet, but it's a clean tap looking to seal the deal on this pistol. And these Xantares is the man to beat. But if you're Eternal Fire, this is the guy you want alive in the 1v3. Xantares, it's got to be clinical. It's got to be super duper clean, and here's the gap getting closed, trading off the pistol, and now the ball is rolling for the Xantares 1v3 clutch. Tania, talk about a trial by fire, couldn't make it to blast.
Oh my God.
Now in Katowice has to make his presence known and stop a lights out Xantares, and the lights are out for the Star of Eternal Fire as Tania stops him shy of that clutch in the pistol.
He got Xantares peaked right there. That was a beautiful swing for Tania. Nails it first bullet after getting hit mid-air and just soaking the fall damage. No way. Xantares on a heater, 15 and 5, just gets blown out of the water by 23-year-old Tania. Finally, at a Tier 1 event. Rough round to lose. But it can all be forgiven if your force buy comes up. Got a little AK, Mac 10s. Nades already going through. Tania loves this shotgun. He plays it on Anubis. He plays it on
he's purchased
Nuke.
it off a bunch.
Plays it on Ancient. Crazy weapon. It's also good because I feel like if someone kills you, it's not actually that useful T-side. You can't get an entry with that as well as you can defend a choke point. Just ADing in your position. It's triple ramp. This is a real crazy gamble. I mean, it looks like they're going to lose the round off this. If Eternal Fire walk out upper, there's not a player here. Some Pius is getting into heaven. Can he really do anything with the scout? Can you really rely on just a single shotgun? He hits a tag. Lobby flank comes in. And maybe Heroic can get going here, but this is still a difficult post plant.
AK entrusted.
Tinia's doing nades. He's doing flashes from the heavens.
AK entrusted to Xantares. He wants his revenge, and he wants it now. Oh my God, melted! Wow. Xantares, a handful of shots needed up and in the heavens.
Go, go, go.
Youngster making a move, but time is nigh on this retake. They battle back against Xantares, but it's not reason enough to give it a go. That AK gets revenge on Xantares, but falling short in the pistol.
Unbelievable.
Didn't catch them, but it sounded so clean. Everyone that came out through the heavens deleted in a second. They didn't even get to swing with the flashbang.
Very weird stack for Heroic. Even though some Pius is in heaven in time, like, what, you get 5v4 and you get a scout tag.
Oh, they had to spray on the first guy. All right.
5v4, lobby control, scout tag from heaven, and you still can't win it. Like, that's kind of your best case scenario with the setup. I don't see you getting any better than that. And yeah, Xantares just makes it work in the post plant, but feels like a very weird gamble to make in such a round. So reliant on Eternal Fire running out ramp.
Yeah, they had a protocol in place, which was like to double push the ramp room, but it turned around. And even that looked like that happened on the fly after Tania got injured. You saw his teammate trying to carry on flanking lobby, and he was running into him trying to go back. So it felt like whatever protocols are in place, were that the A play, kind of didn't necessarily come through for Heroic.
I can see the logic because you have the A1S also back garage spamming the main, so he actually got some damage as well. There's like, I bet if you do that in prac, a couple of times, you're going to win some rounds off of it in the retake, but Xantares makes it very hard. To me, that's more of a round you want to run when you're the worst economy because you're making the gamble. Fake vent drop, but they ain't falling for that. They are set up for this A play though. 3, 4 CTs on the site. But if you get through the huts, there's layers to this. Player up in the rafters.
Oh, X-Floud, it's a good double. He's had a very quiet game, but he's given Heroic a fighting chance in this round. They finish off Youngster. It's going to come down to this 1v1. Madja safe pair of hands, even though he's had a very quiet start to this game. As we said, heading into it, he's normally the one who can keep his cool in those clutch moments. And so delivering there, keeping it all in check for Eternal Fire. I mean, I think this is super sick from Jota, the fact it's him kind of leading the pack alongside Xantares and woxic, especially in that first half. His ramp holds were a delight. I like that in kind of parallel to that, I don't like it for xFlow, but the fact that he's 4 and 14 struggling, you can imagine if you're Eternal Fire and you're looking to kind of fill the boots of Calix, you've had this guy in and out of the roster before. He's also on the same team as Jota when you went to make that decision, but you chose someone else. And so this game was Jota's chance to show us why. He's certainly living up to the hype. But that round did feature a double kill from xFlow. If he can get activated, rise up through the rankings a little bit, maybe they're still fighting Heroic. I think that's been their biggest issue, though. They just don't have a lot of players switched on. Even some Pious quiet. They've gone for the Force Spy now, meaning that AWP is a long way away from coming through for Heroic.
He's had scouts all half, hasn't he? It's because they have 24 next, so they don't want a 4,400 buy. They want a real buy, but that's going to cost them 2 more rounds of waiting. This should be 11-6, barring any craziness from Heroic. So, yeah, they're feeling the burn right now. Fire's being stoked by this Turkish T side. And hey, we talked about wanting this ramp stack on an eco. Well, look at it. It's the same round-ish. It's with LNZ lower, outside open. And the same round in the Eternal Fire are going to waltz into that top site to no resistance. If Magic dies, they just got to go. He nails his shot. Making it look like a B play. Good hunt for xFlow, but they just go exploding into A. There's no one here. Ooh, bomb's got to go.
There's a moment there, like a little moment of anxiety, but woxic's made it past. Oh dear, hold on a second. Pushing through the lobby. Jota right now is behind it, but suddenly he's thrust into this as a 1v4. The last man left standing from Eternal Fire in what was meant to be a predetermined outcome. They chose the right site. They had all the info, but now it all hinges on Jota.
4 bullets, they're on it, halfway.
He's being held, Jota's gonna swing now. Oh my god! Jota was the right man for the job! Proving that he earned this spot in Eternal Fire as he saves them from damnation with one hell of a clutch! Remember the name, Jota is here to stay! And that's how Eternal Fire lock in double digits. Heroic, they should be feeling destroyed right now. That round was laid out right in front of them, and that man took it all away.
The one who got away from this Sangal core, absolutely sending them down a peg, down into that lower bracket. That's the goal. That's what Jota's just set us up for. A shutdown 1v4 clutch. And some unbelievably well-played shots.
Man.
Yeah, so well played, so sharp. He is right for this team, all right.
Xantares is going broke. Look, whenever you want to be the star, take over. Like, it's fine.
Rez?
Holy shit, man. That was unreal.
It's clutch of the tournament. Sorry, Zaz.
Pushing the lobby. Oh, they're teeing up Jota for another one. It's the same way.
Oh, 1 by 1.
woxic fed next. The youngster trying to get his revenge. Jota now dead. It's going to fall to the hands of Major and Wakadia to try and save this.
Oh, Tania just missed it. He jumped up on the railing. Oh, he just missed it. Oh, saying that catches the kill, but it's going to cost his teammates life. Now Major, you said he's calling the clutch. He's been quiet today, trying to come up with a 1v2. He's got all the info he needs. Tania in the lobby, armed, and we know dangerous. Major tries to hunt him down. Tania reset. This is going to waste a lot of time as Major looks for a fight that won't be materializing. Oh, he's just read it. Just going straight for the bomb. Heads up play. 20 seconds. Tanir stays ramp.
Oh, this is a real heads-up move from Tanir. Oh, but wait, Match has faked the footsteps. Okay.
You want to find Senpais because he has a USP. He has nothing. He can't stop you. Senpai should just get info and play off Tanir. This gives him a chance. 5 seconds to get that bomb down. Tanir puts pressure on. Magic finds the shot, but Tanir wins the round, and it's actually the full eco that does it. Not the 4 spy, not the 4v1, but the lobby rush with USPs. Keeps Heroic in this.
Bro, you were meant to be in your head, Heroic. How in the hell have you done that? This is insane from Youngster. It's also a little bit poor from Eternal Fire, right? They're riding the high of that insane Jota clutch.
Yeah, they're the ones
you can imagine
hot racing.
Yeah, exactly. The adrenaline is flowing a little bit. Everyone's caught up in the moment, and so they go easy, they go lax on the lobby control, they give up that space, and then a series of 1v1 peaks on a Youngster with the aggression.
Just domino effect, right? Like the first thing falls, you want to trade him, you re-peak, you die, now you're 3v5. Now you have to get the kills quickly before they get the guns. It just spirals. Those rounds fall apart very quick. Like you said, laid out a spawn, no lobby control. That's the price you pay. And it's the two unlikely surprising stars of these squads making this game the most interesting. Jota on Eternal Fire and Tanir on Heroic. Had their first Katowice, causing a storm. And this has sucked the wind out of Eternal Fire T-side, that's for sure. Heroic have been there.
Let's keep him warmed up.
Is Magic talking or something? What's the... He's got his knife out. Not even talking. Just...
Bro, stop jumping, please. Just give me a moment.
Not even chatting.
Your
just,
full attention.
Just there's no attention. Everyone's just sitting there. Just breathe.
Zantara's new tag about to lag through the map into into CT spawn.
All right, everyone.
Okay, full Glock push.
Run. And a 3, and a 2, and a 1.
Here they go. Oh God! Jumping shot from woxic.
No.
Another back from Zantara.
No.
Meant to win this. It's getting weird. Senpais restores normality, and everything's back to normal. Heroic didn't even break a sweat there. 8 to 10. Gap closing.
Definitely is, Harry. No warp for woxic.
Shit, boys. Now let's keep it together.
Let's go.
What I mean when I say let's trust each other is like, you know, let's not gamble all the time. Let's not try to, you know, I hear a lot of this. I think they are not there. Let's gamble there. I think they are not here. I think they are not here. This is guessing. We don't know. So let's rather try to play with info. Let's play active. Let's play with balls. Now they have shit.
I love that from Saul.
Yo.
That's a good little clip there. We'll get back to it because Senpais, this is what he knows. He knows they're outside and in for a bad time. 2 kills and quickly responded in the blink of an eye. Eternal Fire equalize the situation. Maybe they go one step further. Wicardia on the ramp, pressure pulls back as Youngster takes lobby. Nothing comes for free in this round. Nothing comes for free. Even trades into a 2v2. Maja on a single point of health. He can't go back in the lobby.
Oh, there's been some real heads-up plays. Like, individually, Heroic are really, really smart. The pushes into lobby from Youngster have felt so oppressive. Tanir has been a menace to try and track across this map. This guy is so mobile. He can't sit still. And it's not to his detriment. Oh.
This is
he can't jump either, but
he didn't
Tanir
make noise, so...
That's it quiet at least. Zantara's holding it. And so they're given that kill on the lobby push. Linus already down at lower. Here's the footsteps up above him, and that rotate up the vents will not be able to come through. He's now going to embark on a lengthy rotate here as he comes to terms with the fact everyone is looking on, seeing if their captain can deliver in the clutch. Low HP on Maja. But Xantares is the big threat, the one up close, the first to face, and Xantares does not miss a beat.
Having an indomitable map, 23 and 10, can't stop this guy right now. Back to that Saw clip, because I think it's such good data. We always say it's hard to really know the value of coaches, specific coaches, because we can only see the moves they make and some of the things they say in interviews. But getting these little clips, I think that's such a great example of why we hold Saw to a high standard. It's not the fact that he's built all these rosters and brought all these mixed teams back to top 10 in the world, and this Heroic, it looks like it has potential as well. That's a great little snippet about calming down his team and making sure they don't just jump to conclusions and make a lot of gambles. These are young players, these are keen players. I'm sure they're all motor-mouthing, talking all the time, trying to stack sites, and Saw just keeps them calm. Bit of experience goes a long way. And so it's great to see behind the curtain in the Heroic comms from time to time. Just, I think, adds more value to Saw's brand at this point. A pivotal piece of this, well, of all these rosters that he's been behind. Sure, Falcons are looking on, waiting to buy. We're gonna have another dry A hits. They've been loving these Eternal Fire. They go for it again, a bit of a pop.
Yeah, big openers. Tanier on this backstab, auto shotgun, see him buy it all the time, but result just isn't there for him in this round. Sampaius has been dodged. Gonna have to do something tricky around this ladder if he wants to attempt this 1v3. They've got no reason to fight him. He doesn't know it, but there's only 2 players actually in the top site. Match is making the round-winning play of trying to take Heaven, so that even if Sampaius did attempt this, there would be no getting past the Mac-10 in that post plant. Sampaius is never going to give it a go, meaning Eternal Fire move up onto map point here. Heroic's pick in the series. We talked about the veto coming in to this map and how Heroic tried to gamify that Anubis pick, right? They knew that Eternal Fire would pick it. It's a map that Heroic have looked to play a hell of a lot. So it's not like on the back of winning this one map, Eternal Fire are teed up, it's guaranteed. Heroic will have defo been doing their homework here. And they'll know what they're running into. They knew Anubis would be that second map in this series. But as far as trying to stake their claim to Nuke goes, it might have just fallen out the window with that round there, as this AWP is the only item they bring with them to fight back up against map point for Eternal Fire.
It's been, you know, it's had some crazy moments in this T side, but I think the individuals of Eternal Fire have absolutely held their own here, more so. Xantares has been unstoppable. Looks like he wants to end it with a big bang on the ramp. He's going to get smoked. As soon as that's over, Eternal Fire chomping at the bit, salivating at the prospect of this ramp hit. X-Files rotating in, but this is 2 weak weapons.
Feels bad for Sampaius as well. He's just been dodged across these last few rounds. He waited all game to bring the AWP out, and he's finally got his hands on it here in the final few rounds of play. But Eternal Fire are never going to meet it. They know that AWP was saved. Why on earth would they look to go outside? I think that's why they're being so hesitant with clearing this ramp position, trying to piece together whether or not the AWP was here, or if it is one of these double stacks. Sampaius has made his way over now. Now, one shot and then falling back would be good to try and bait them into this player boosted, and that's exactly what happens. Beckons them in with the smoke. Jota thinks he's found a gap, and he is not. So gun's now retrieved.
Now Sampaius is Heaven. He's even dropping back sight. He knows it's coming in.
Right place, right time. Sampaius wants to leave, nothing to chance. He wants his say in how this final round of play plays out. Wakadia waiting, but it's just a one and done. It's going to fall to the shoulders of woxic in this clutch.
I don't know, man. I'm counting nothing out of this game right now. woxic is a sharp guy on the rifle. You wouldn't know he's an AWPer. Gets back up in the rafters, gets to the position that we affectionately call Xantares. Can woxic do it for his teammate? 1v2 now. They are split up and they find him. Heroic live to fight one more round at least in this game of Nuke in their pick. Youngster continuing to be a statistical outlier in this roster as well. Had so many games where he popped off. Think of those bounty matches where, especially online, he looked like a laser beam. Was getting so many multi-kills on CT sides especially.
Yeah, when the tournament started, the first game was all about Tanir, but past that point, Youngster emerged as the guy to keep an eye on here. Super interesting watching this guy develop as his run with this heroic org has gone on. It feels like he gets better every game, which is terrifying. Considering how fresh-faced this roster is. Tanir bested over at ramp, just the one and done. But there's the some pious AWP trying to put a bit of respect on this hell position. Interesting play to smoke him off. Are they going to try and get weird around this?
Only so weird you can get here, really. Although some pious is in a very open position. So he's got to stay mobile. Oh, looking outside. He's not in time. Gets headshot. Don't win this round, Eternal Fire. That would be a robbery.
Oh, are they going to re-swing main? It looks like Youngster wants to try and re-swing this. All picked up, and Wakadia just gets on the angle in time. No. He reads it like a book. Youngster, as the top performer of Heroic in that swing, has given up the one advantage they held on to. A 2v2 now, and that info is meaningless to Heroic in the grand scheme with so much time left. Eternal Fire slow it down. The map falls dark now. Heroic have no clue where Eternal Fire have gotten to. This was a 4v2 to try and bring themselves back into the fold, back into the conversation on Nuke. And it might all end with bitter regrets. xFloud, quiet start to this game, was nowhere to be found. Crumbling versus his former team. Oh. But there he is, stands and delivers. A wild transfer.
Wow.
And so we might have sung the praises of that Jota clutch, but who knows, that 1 HP survival transfer from xFloud might be the one that gets remembered for making all the difference. The heroic comeback keeps coming through.
Everyone has had a highlight in this game. Everyone is getting their moment to win a round single-handedly, and that is crazy. To kill the planter first and still hit the transfer in time. Wakadia is there to cover. He cannot do a thing. Tanir is shocked. He thought the game was over, probably. As Heroic, by the skin of their teeth, yet again, hang. This is an exciting head-to-head. Heroic have made, I feel every game I've watched from this roster has been very entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
For whatever reason. Against Liquid, now against Eternal
Dude, the
Fire.
thing that's so mad is, like, this team had every reason to show up and just be dead on arrival. Yeah. You know, like, with the turnaround time, the sheer just number of the people they're trying to plug in this Heroic roster. You take a benched and looking a little washed some pious, you bring him back into the field, you get good mileage out of him, you take this Sangal core that, sure, have had good results online, but struggled to yeah, exactly, even that went down the drain, and they would struggle to materialize on LAN.
And then you add a guy who's never even played Tier 1 Counter-Strike, has only played really online and smaller events.
There was no expectation. If they showed up to the first 5 events of the year and got banged out, I would have gone, yeah, fair enough. But Saw has picked the right people for the job. Hell of a mixture of talent here in this Heroic roster, and you are dead on. It feels like they make every game competitive.
This is nice for Eternal Fire. Going back to something standard. This is a classic Eternal Fire move, sneaking down secret with 4 players, Magic, Lobby Lurk. The difference is Heroic are being active. They're not sitting back and letting Eternal Fire take the entire map. They are going tit for tat, taking Lobby back. And as Magic fakes a site, they realize this is all a fake. What this tells them is that Eternal Fire are indeed down secret. So look at that mini-map. Ramp rotates, coming in. Some Pious. 3 of them are here. If Eternal Fire commit B, they commit into certain death, and now losing Magic going up vent may even be a worse prospect. It's being held. You've just got to go into the belly of the beast, and they're all here.
Yeah, full stack. everyone down at lower, and so you think you've cut one head off the beast, two more grow back.
Such a great info play though, because so many teams I've seen so many teams sit back while Eternal Fire make those plays and just hold and do nothing, and they lose all info. Magic freaks them out on top site, and then they panic and they over rotate, and then the bomb goes down on B. But Heroic play heads up, they play aggressive, they clear lobby, and they know exactly where that round is ending. It's all about info. And now 1 round away from overtime. Against this buy, it feels destiny. No way Eternal Fire can do it with the Force. They've had ample opportunity to close this map.
Yeah, they've had 4 chances to close. Well, they will have done at the conclusion of this round. Let's see if the 4th time's the charm. It's not looking good. Tanir, quick mow down over at ramp. 1 man makes it through. Will Vicardia be the man that makes a difference? He's given that AK over to woxic. But look at who you've lost. Jota and Xantares, 2 of your top performers. Vicardia as that 3rd man is really hurting. And so this is not a simple round for Eternal Fire. This is not one that they can win on the back of trades. This has to be an individual moment, a moment where the individuals can carry them over the line. Linus keeping pressure on, gonna nade the bomb plant. Maja really softened up, and so right now it's looking like woxic has to be the difference maker. He's been entrusted with that AK. He's the one guy with full health. And he's set up over at ramp for the post plant. Gonna try and thin the herd. Takes contact early. woxic is feeling the pressure, but don't doubt this guy's rifling. 2 kills tip the scales. Will that be enough? Has woxic done enough? Youngster trying to stop this. No idea where Arcadia is. And so Eternal Fire, faith in woxic on the rifle. And 4th time is the charm as Nuke goes their way. The full 24 rounds required.
And Eternal Fire shut it out in regulation. Anything's possible now. We've seen highlights, we've seen clutches from near about everyone in the server. Some sharpshooters today. So I expect a bit more of that. Oh, B rush.
Vicardia up close. Not able. Oh my God, that's crisp.
Peace.
Oh God, but it's Antares. Okay, just the one and done. That's actually a good trade. You'll take that. Knocking out his dual Berettas, getting him out of dark, allowing this bomb plant to come in. And now it's all eyes on woxic. 1v2. Notice where the first man is. No idea where Linus has gotten to, but he will get past Tanir. woxic getting him in Eternal Fire. It was always meant to be the Turkish Dream Team, and now once more he's got to deal with Dark Passage down here in lower. Gonna go for the hunt, and woxic's got it! Pistol round on the back of woxic in the 1v2.
Oh, he put some sprinkles on it, Harry. He puts the wafer right in the cone. woxic shows up ice cold in the pistol. I love that last second rush as well. He holds, he waits for the bluff to be called, and then he just swings in. Living and dying on the fight. woxic, very cerebral player, very exciting player. He really has come back to form in the last couple of years. We thought we'd never get the dream Turkish team, but we do. We have it right here in front of us. And with woxic in this form, there's a reason they're the dream team. Getting mouse sports woxic right now. But Heroic are going to have so many moves, so many plays available. Even that flash doesn't freak out Xantares. He just walks back. 2A. Xantares can be the third pretty quickly. He might need to be. Full execute in. Wicardia in the sight. Overwhelmed is woxic. And Xantares comes swinging through the smoke. They all fight together. Oh my god, it's dangerous. But they just get out advantaged.
Sampaio's going hunting. They're both going hunting. They want to try and deal with this Heaven player while they've got him boxed in, but he's crossing paths with Tanir. He feels like he walked into him there. Sampaio hits the go button, and it's just on Tanir. 1v2. They didn't see him up in the heavens, but now they do. They've got that info. It's a double swung. Tanir feels uncomfortable throughout. It's well recovered from Eternal Fire. That one hinging on putting a stop to that aggression up into the heavens.
Eternal Fire playing very confident right now after closing that first map on the Force by just throwing themselves in. I love that comm. Even though woxic just dies in the sight, Wicardia and Xantares both push in through the smokes, fight together, and get out with an advantage, buying time for Madra and Jota. And so no bomb plant, no moment of pause for Heroic. Means they're back on pistols in the third.
Oh. Yeah, going middle into Xantares.
Good luck.
You could say he's pretty darn good here.
He ain't bad.
Sardenko showed that off on the desk. Before we headed into this game, Xantares not one to be trifled with in the battle for this mid control. Heroic will certainly be tested if this is a focal point somewhere they want to try and get past him in.
Pistol's going to just try and overwhelm this B side, but that molly has slowed them down and let Madja take nice, favorable ranged fights. Everyone here, 4 players running at Con.
And that's a guy, you know, you see him making a play like that, you say, he is Korn. He is... that was
really
my favorite line from that video.
Yeah. I am Korn.
Yes, let's start with Supersonics.
Great start to the game for Eternal Fire. woxic's AWP as well. Sampaio will meet him there. Sampaio likes a lot of like dry openings on this map. You'll see him obviously pick Con as you do, but go for mid swings as well from both sides. Tanir often lurking solo B on the T half while his team group in water and mid. And classic Eternal Fire aggression. Flash push on B. They don't want to commit. There could be players tucked in cubbies. They get good info and they reflash as well. That should tell you there's no one here. But Heroic hear those flashes as well, so Tanir has to go back to check. Meanwhile, poising rather for A main control. woxic's fine on this angle. Look at the setup. Mid completely conceded. Triple A. They take back main as well.
Ooh, all right, Sampaio. Delivered a little freebie, were we?
Ooh.
And Xantares bested over in middle.
Now we're cooking with gas.
Yeah, 2 huge leg ups in this round for Heroic. You've seen Jota cause them problems in the past, but he's going to be hard-pressed to do that with Util already down, and that is getting made worse all across the map. They've spotted him over here at B. The wild thing is, Heroic like don't even have to commit right now. They still have a lot of options open in this round, and wherever they go, they're destined to find success here. Eternal Fire have already written this round off.
Yeah. Youngster playing late. Oh, and woxic really doesn't want to lose this orb as soon as he bought it. Gonna need to hit some clean shots here to stop that, and I think even Heroic will call it off at a certain point. They lose one player, they'll keep their guns. No one even watching bomb really, but Eternal Fire aren't going for it.
Okay, as well in Sana, since we went there so far.
Terrorists win.
Vi vill inte retake game.
I kan sargeç istiyorum şu an.
Well, gifted a couple of openers, and Heroic know exactly what they want to do when they find that man advantage. This was just a nice default being held, right? Having a couple of guys in positions to take those swing fights in the round, and then everything else kind of falls into place. And this is why I think the Heroic Anubis can get so terrifying. They do have some very good defaults. They have some nice protocols in place around how they want to play once they get that opener. And we've seen them cause problems for a lot of teams on this map in the short time they've been together. So even though this is a home map for Eternal Fire, it's not to say it's plain sailing. Imagine with the orb creeps down in towards lower. That second orb picked up by the captain of Eternal Fire. Lurk Smoke puts pressure on. They might want to commit into Dark now. That Molly suddenly denies it. The game plan starts to feel very pressured over here for Eternal Fire as Util has made them uncomfortable. Magic misses his timing onto Linus down in Dark. Doesn't know about him concealed on this left-hand side. Magic. It's so close to spotting him here. Jota's going to try go first. Linus collects, but there's that trade. The rest of Heroic in this downtime was setting themselves up to go A. Crazy run out of Youngster, but it might not be enough as Wakadia holds the line. 1v2 in the site, but Wakadia just keeps on giving, and that orb is iced out. Xantares gives chase. Eternal Fire didn't have to wait long to get back on the board. It's just one and done for Heroic.
Dude, Wakadia plays that so well. He does let woxic die. He throws a molly in main. They run through it. I don't think he expected that. So woxic with a missed shot falls, but Wakadia picks his targets so well. And also that last kill, he gets spotted by Sunpire's jumping. And so instead of trying to force a kill to Sunpire's, he goes round and reads the Heaven Repeak instead. Also funny to see Xantares jump off that block in middle to get over the orb for the final kill. Really cerebral setups for Eternal Fire. We are seeing a bit of a meta shift in mid. A lot of teams aren't fighting middle on CT Anubis anymore. It's such a free, not free kill, but it's maybe the best kill a T can get on their default, putting a lot of utility in middle, getting free damage, burning with a Molotov, finding a 5v4. It's a lot safer for teams to just stack the sites, because we talk about how easy sites are to take and to split in this map. So Eternal Fire, we've seen that all across Bounty as well. They pull back out of middle, they play 3A a lot, and it does force them to make aggressive moves, right? Take A main control, take B main control, but they rarely play middle. And you can see Heroic calling that bluff as well. They are walking through the mid smoke. Nothing, no warning, no flash. They just go through. So they know what's up.
Xantares, he's aware that this could have happened.
Great flash.
Set up by a flash.
Yeah, they're so deep. He doesn't know they're that deep. It's really good timing taken for Heroic. They are way further than he has any expectation. It's a great example of Heroic's understanding of Eternal Fire setups. But what do they do with a 5v4 and mid control?
You kind of have to stick the landing on this round if you're Heroic, right? Like, you don't want Eternal Fire 5-1 up, your money in a precarious spot, and especially not after finding now 2 kills on middle. Xfloud with some Pius's orb. Oh, it's another one.
Free,
just
it?
dry fight after dry fight for this mid control.
Thank you very much.
And so no excuses now. Heroic, this is meant to be their round. Signed, sealed, and delivered after 3 fights given to them in middle. Woxic orb fires off, but it's just the one.
Dude, Woxic's like he's like the ball rolling, you know? If he nails, if he doesn't miss a shot, he's gonna hit every shot, if you know what I mean. Well, that's actually an insane statement.
Yeah. If he never misses, he hits all the time.
How do I say that? Like,
if I had infinite money, I'd be rich.
no, I just mean, you know, I don't know what I mean. He can stand in one place and kill 4 people.
Go,
that's what I'm trying to say.
Should boil it down to the core components.
I'm trying to make it sound better than it is, but God's sake.
I mean, if you had unlimited words, you would have nailed it, bro.
So, no, well, not necessarily. Got to have the right words in the right order.
That's what I meant, sorry.
Yeah, well, you know, we both tried and we both failed. I would have liked if Eternal Fire sat middle, ready to re-clear late. But they crouch up, so you get what you deserve. Can't get over it, dude. He's just static
Seeing it
AWP.
written out now, it's even funnier in text. It's so good.
He's a great.
It's like an
static
evolution
AWP.
if you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. If you never miss, you're always hitting.
Damn right.
It's fair. It's inarguably true.
Words to live by, I think. Oh, God. Look, I say millions of words every day. They're not all going to be right. Some of them are wrong.
Yeah, it's fair.
Why is that buckling, mate?
Fighting Heroic don't lose a single round. They will win this game. Here we are. Setting themselves up for the B play. Linus going to try and come through dark. Bombs moved back around to join them. But this defense has not budged. It's not moved a muscle. First fight now. Linus chewed up by the MP9.
Yeah,
Santares a little bit more.
But the crouching accuracy, that's the problem. Not just the fact he just AD'd non-stop. And, well, they should have stopped. Trying to enter this site is a death wish for Heroic. Backstab! Good shot, but you're a dead man standing. Some Pius knows it. Onto the Glock. It's
hang
over.
on. He can still
no.
win this.
Okay, yeah, sure. If he doesn't lose it, it might be
He's
his.
picked up the good gun.
Yeah. He's like, shit, I really threw that AWP out? But it'll stop woxic from arming himself. Can he find this close kill?
How broken is the MP9? We're about to... What are you looking for, bro? You threw the AWP away. Come on. Sampaius couldn't do it on the MP9, and so Eternal Fire able to repel that B offensive.
Dude, that Jota AD is disgusting. Just the running and gunning behind the pillar. He's not.
If we call anti-mop, we need to do.
Ooh, laying down the law, LNZ. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah, man. Crouching accuracy. No, it's one step in the right direction. Oh, classic for Maja. The smoke block. The Mongols send their regards. And Maja gets aggressive with a flash to catch xCloud leaving. On this A-rush, that kill was a requirement. They are going to cool off, get that gun, reset in the default. Been given a chance here.
Yeah, here's that kind of push and pull, right? A bit of a tug of war for territory. Shot landed from Maja, but it's all about Youngster. All these openers coming from this guy. 3 kills, cracks open the B site. And Santares is a ways away from being involved. Same can be said for woxic. They're trying to find Linus on this A-lurk, but for a low econ round, the fact that Youngster's able to stand and deliver something like that right when Heroic needed it to kind of salvage this T side, that is so valuable to this Heroic squad, and it's a big reason as to why he's been so exciting to keep an eye on in this team.
Yeah, his level has raised massively in such a short period of time. Because that's the crazy part. I think that's why we keep giving Saw credit. And obviously it's not just Saw, like it's these extra pieces in this team. But this Sangal roster, it wasn't like stonks, you know, when this team was picked up by Heroic. It was a VRS buyout. We want the ranking points. We need a core of a team. Here is a cheap core, presumably. Recent results haven't been great. And like I'm sure a lot of work has gone in. Some Pius has raised the level. Tanir's looked like a solid piece. Saw we know his value. But individually, Youngstar has been, to me, the most surprising, you know, firepower in this team. He has played so well in the last couple of weeks. And there's another entry for Heroic. That will get them back in the game. Eternal Fire already have a really solid CT side. Oh no, you really want to... Yeah, you don't need that bad, woxic. Get out while you still can.
I mean, the early game conditioning of like Heroic really working this mid control and being down to just waltz into empty space on the map has certainly left its mark on Eternal Fire. They've been leaning heavier into mid. They've been trying to force some of these early engagements. In this round, it's led to the death of Xantares and now Wakadia as well. woxic will be inside of the A site in time, but it's just the one kill. He needed a bunch of them. Magic cuts down one out through middle. But Joe is too far away to have any say in how this round plays out. Saving the Famous, not what you want.
Bomb has been planted.
But it might be all you get. And so Heroic now chaining together some rounds on the back of that 3K opener out of Youngster. It wasn't in vain. This T-side starting to take shape now. The one thing to bear in mind is even as they start streaking some rounds together here, it doesn't mean, you know, hope is lost for Eternal Fire. 5 rounds CT side is already a great spot to be in. If anything, this is more about Heroic trying to build up, right? I feel like they really, they want to go 7-5 here. Now, that would be like a huge momentum swing down the tail end of this game, but those are the sorts of scorelines you want out of your T-half. I think where this gets scary is if you're looking at, you know, tying up heading into the second half. That won't be enough. Eternal Fire have already done a hell of a lot of work early in this game.
Yeah.
That comes off the back of woxic's clutch in the pistol that's echoed through, and it's already built them up a very strong CT side to rely on. And so don't be shocked if Heroic suddenly start streaking a bunch of rounds together down the stretch. This CT side is notoriously hard, even for a team like Eternal Fire, who have a lot of ideas as to how they want to approach this.
Oh, the AK is trapped right now. Continue to get rid of it on this B-lurk. It's just Jota as his team are stuck behind a Molotov. He can get out if he wants, and he chooses to. Back in for more. A dangerous move. Both players take damage. But Tanir doesn't need to fight this. Not as much as Eternal Fire want a kill to thin the herd on an eco round with a hero gun. Magi's aggression tamed. And Heroic can go back for a B hit late. They have a main. You mentioned their default earlier and how strong it was, and I think these are the positions they do so well in. Gonna take on. Gonna see Youngster lurk this A site, maybe keep some players here. woxic trying to fake steps. They still have this AK on A, and actually, as I say this, LNZ has just cleared out the B bomb site. So they may as well just go back. Don't need to overcomplicate this. The gap could be B main, but they'll probably plant for Temple. Molly, the smoke goes down, plant is in, round is won. Safe pair of hands, Linus puts 5 on the board for Heroic. And now 5-7, not looking unreasonable. It's going to come down to a single gun round.
Yeah, this next gun round is the one that decides whether or not this is like a great first half for Eternal Fire, or if Heroic have done what was required and kind of put up a decent T-half.
Oh, so worth it to hunt these guns. Heroic don't need to worry about money at the end of this game. Or this half, rather, but they can remove every little bit from Eternal Fire. Even game now, despite a very strong start from the Turkish side.
Yeah, this is the round that should have all the eyeballs on it, and so that's why you see the timeout called in here. Chance for the coaches to be involved. It was Heroic to call this one through. So Saw wanted to have his input. Can imagine wants to relay the importance of this round and make sure everything is calm and smooth looking to the future. This is the moment where Heroic can plant their flag in this first half. For Madra and Eternal Fire, thus far they've been butting heads with this default, unable to break through it. What's the decision going to be? To try and open this CT side back up.
Yeah, he can't swing B main again. They've done it so many times. Molly gets blocked, but this is a mid-rush, and you can see how unready, unprepared Xantares was. Caught with nades out in middle, trying to reposition, and Heroic run him down. What a disrespect call for Linus. He's really called a great momentum game on this T side. He's got the firepower to back it up with xFloud finding another Turkish start. Now they can box in this B hit. Tania up behind the smoke, bomb ready, waiting, and still with mid control. And right now, Eternal Fire plunged into darkness. They just have to gamble. They have to make a low info gamble, and they're going to make the right one, it seems. 3 on B.
That is a really big pressure-relieving kill. Think about how often Youngster's been a nuisance down here in Dark, and up until now, Eternal Fire were operating on the back foot throughout the entirety of this round. That meant they felt like they were at the full mercy of this Heroic default. Instead, Jota taking heads off suddenly is xFloud, who has to deliver. They've lent him a lot of time on this backstab. They've given him a lot of room to play his hand, but he's been checked, sniffed out, and now dealt with. Jota hounds them down, and with a little help from the rest of Eternal Fire, they will break through. 6-5 now. This could be a winning CT half from Eternal Fire, and that would be so much of the legwork done to close out this series.
Such great re-aggression in Dark again for Eternal Fire. They retake this position. They not only find this deep kill, but they hear Linus drop off the box. What that does do is it sort of allows xFloud to flank, because they think that's all the mid players dropping in. They think that's the last guy from middle, and instead he's flanking, but Linus just gets domed down in Dark. Disastrous end to the round as Eternal Fire make the perfect stack, and we might have Heroic kick up the pace a little bit towards his B side. They're scaling Dark very fast. Bomb nowhere near. Eternal Fire cycling their nades very well. And the mid control. No secret about it. woxic hits his shot. Sunpius gone from the last round of the half. Eternal Fire looking for that magical number 7.
I mean, this was a good realization from Eternal Fire that they had to switch things up in middle, right? I think it speaks to the strengths of Heroic and how good they've been at taking this mid control, that you force Xantares to concede that real estate and instead be that guy rotating into A, linking up with Wakadia and leaving middle to woxic on that AWP. He's now holding a very tight line here to try and catch them crossing into camera. woxic, these are the sort of shots he's very comfortable in, and he will nail it. Linus tries to get across and lives to regret it. They might have found Xantares, sure, but Wakadia still waiting here as that nasty surprise. woxic is dead, caught with nades pulled. Didn't realize they were so deep. 2v4 in this as Heroic try to battle back. They've spotted Wakadia. He'll get out with 1. Now that leaves xFloud in this all alone. 2 kills to his name already. But a hungry Jota Madja combo coming knocking. They are split up. 2 1v1s open, but he can't win the first. Madja will close out a dominant CT half put forth from Eternal Fire as they try to move into the group stage of IEM Katowice. A very strong half put forward from Eternal Fire. It was teetering in the balance down the stretch. Both squads tied up 5-5, but Eternal Fire broke through and locked in a winning CT half of Anubis. Now, usually that would be a recipe for success on this map, but what does success mean for Eternal Fire here? That would mean they close out this series 2-0 after taking Heroic down and their pick of Nuke, and that would send them into that group stage, which I think for this Eternal Fire squad that just came off the back of a final in Copenhagen feels like a bare minimum. I think they're a team gunning for playoffs. So let's see if they can get us there neat and tidy in 2.
Nice setup with the Julies and a bait and switch on upper, but this flash could wreck everything right now. They hear the warning, and the alarm goes off. LNZ just decked, swinging out. Unprepared for Wicardia, so close. Youngsters low as well. This round is looking unwinnable unless Sumpires comes in heroically, gets one, gets out, but also gets taken down to just a single point of health. It's going to be a one-shot and done. Jota and woxic land them, and Eternal Fire walk it over into 8. A pistol on top of an excellent first half spells a sticky situation for Heroic. Winning both pistols in this map as well, after Heroic did the same on Nuke. Solid. I like the Eternal Fire stay aggressive. They don't just fall back in main and give all this space to Heroic while the smokes are still up heaven and camera. They know there's only one actual place that Heroic can appear from, that's bricks, and all of Eternal Fire with eyes on that position. Okay. So
Force buy here as well from Heroic.
I like it. I think CT Anubis, you really need these rounds, so breaking the money early is maybe your best bet at this kind of scoreline.
It means if they don't, they essentially have one buy round. You could say 2 buy rounds between them and this game being over.
But that's the gamble, baby. Live and die by it. This is the round to make that triple stack, right? 3 in a main. Hope and a prayer. And a push.
I mean, all things considered, Wicardia does a really good job. The amount of damage he does gets the info that 2 players have grouped up and pushed main. It's allowed Eternal Fire to have a far better picture as to how this round's looking. Xantares, he was getting bullied in mid. Don't like seeing Xantares get bullied. He's usually the guy bullying you, and so that double kill is a bit of revenge delivered swiftly out through middle. Force buy will go nowhere for Heroic. And so this Deagle, that 5-7, that's all they're going to bring with them into this next round as Eternal Fire loom over them, steaming towards 10 rounds on this T side, and there's nothing Heroic can do or say about it.
Little yell from Wicardia.
I mean, it feels like, we're on the cusp of an exciting run for Eternal Fire in Katowice.
Yes.
Because maps, and 3 of them were in the final to Spirit that they played, right? So
that's one way to put it, yeah.
Outside of that, the only other map they dropped was versus G2. That was in the semi-finals. They lost Dust, if you remember it. And that was on the back of like a lights-out performance from Malbs and Hunter. But other than that, they have not been dropping maps in the series that they win. It's not been close. The map pool's running deep. Eternal Fire are looking very switched on. It feels like Jota's brought a great energy to this team. That's something that Madge has spoke about in interviews, talking about how he hypes the guys up. He's saying words to try and, keep everyone locked in, even in those games where, like, Xantares did go missing. Yeah. Not only did Jota step up and try and fill the void in terms of output, but he brought a lot to the table in terms of keeping them locked into the game. This was a team that had a weird 2024 from the highs of Copenhagen to the real lows of Shanghai. It felt like change had to happen. And Eternal Fire, you can tell these guys have always had a good bond, a good connection. I don't imagine it was easy to cut Calix from this squad, but I think it was the right move. And the fact that the results have been so instant on the signing of Jota, it's looking like the proof is right there in the results.
There's been zero criticism. I don't think there's any good argument that this isn't just an upgrade, given what we saw from Jota last year individually with this old Heroic core. Okay, this could be something for woxic. Can he hit the quick shot? Trust in him. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You also miss some you do. Jota can't follow up either. woxic will connect the second. They know they got to play a trap. Xantares just comes in for the kill, bloodlusting. Youngster down lower, finding Madra, and he might even push through. That's exactly what Wicardia is waiting for. Big boom, and Youngster holds on. Mac 10, not enough. So back to the drawing board for Eternal Fire and a 2v3. X-File's taken all this real estate. They should be aware of this, though. Because of Youngster's position, nobody's looking. woxic with the trade. It's on.
woxic in a clutch where he's hit a nail-biting first shot.
He's hit a couple.
It's also a... Sampayas doesn't believe this. Even though there's util coming in, he's only just rotating over now. He held mid instead. So woxic has a bomb plant, an AWP in the post plant, and a real chance in this 1v2. He doesn't expect it to be this empty. He is suspicious the entire time. He's going to go clear the deep angles, but this is lent time to Youngster to flank all the way through main. woxic, don't you dare commit to this. Sampayas hears it. Sampayas hears the rotate. woxic thinks he's gamed them. He has not. Sampayas on the angle. Keeps Heroic in this, doesn't allow Eternal Fire to just roll over them in this second half.
He really didn't believe he had the sight, but I feel like after you clear heaven there and you've actually checked it and you got 20 seconds, you may as well just go back and stick it and worry about A main after. You can either read it's A main or it's camera A main. Like, there's no other way that they're coming late CT, so it's a bit of a shame that woxic doesn't stick that bomb. Could have been something interesting. Instead, Heroic are back in with a chance. You said there was only 1 or 2 gun rounds that could really decide this game. Well, Heroic could put 1 on the board. Stage awaits. As does Sampayas in A main, finding Wicardia blinded off the angle. Eternal Fire drop into dark. Reblock at main. Heroic using their util sparingly as possible, but you can't wait forever because Xantares will just come for the kill. He'll go for the frag. Running through that Molotov, Youngster stops him in his tracks.
It looked like it was going to be real pretty, but then it got real ugly real fast. 3v5 now. Can Madja be a difference maker? He's actually got a surprising amount of room here.
He's going to wait.
No one was looking dark side, and so here's the flash to tee him up for a little bit more.
Oh dear.
Madja, the captain, trying to carve them a path back into this round. He still knows there's a player trapped on Glyph. He leaves that to woxic. That AWP nails Youngster. woxic's even managed to get in with this bomb. Plant now found in a 3v5, looking to turn around for Eternal Fire. Jota up close, bested, but here comes woxic hunting. He'll get silenced, clotheslined by the MP9. Madja can't wrestle it back. Might have brought them into the round, but won't be there to take them out of it. Heroic, faith in their ability to retake, even as that 5v3 felt like it was getting away from them, they stay composed.
It's another round where Eternal Fire don't realize, and fair enough, they don't realize how much room they're being given. They're so slow on getting that bomb down. They think there's more players behind the site, but they're smoked off, and Eternal Fire waited too long to get aggressive in the post plant here. The smoke fades while woxic's hunting Sampayas backside. It's all just a few seconds too slow for Eternal Fire. But they're not to know. Patience does not pay off. X-Floud, important block, doesn't leave a gap between the molly and the smoke for Eternal Fire to just run through main with Tech 9.
I mean, you've burnt a lot of these nades over towards A, and that's exactly what Eternal Fire want. They're fully comfortable playing this to the final few seconds of the clock.
Kind of their only option.
One thing that's a little concerning here is like Heroic aren't in a position at any point to get any info. They're very, very passive. They're making some moves right now over towards B to go and clear water, which is coming at a good time, but I don't know if it's going to be timely enough. They now confirm that this part of the map is clear.
Just up to some
Eternal
kills.
Fire ready to hit this A site. They played it to the extremities of what the clock allows as they move in. And those rotates are so far away. It's just a little too passive there for Heroic as we kind of get to the 30-second mark and there's no util left. But now the individuals can still claw them a path back into this round. Eternal Fire, this felt like they'd done it. They had a slow reaction out of Heroic. They had the full man advantage, but suddenly down to just two. It's Wakadia and Xantares. This heavy firepower duo, bit of noise made, some pious heard. Xantares, fast shot onto Youngster. Ready and primed for the flank in through main. They try and face him together, and it's clean from Wakadia. Some pious with no room to play. And it is reassuring to see that this star duo of Eternal Fire can step up when they're needed.
Oh, it's mistakes from both sides, really. It's the... You know, Linus is in the open holding the molly because they have no info on middle. We see those setups for Eternal Fire, but when they do them, they're 3A, so they actually have the manpower to trade out on the A site. Linus gets flashed, he just throws his molly because he's blind, and he's in the middle of the open with nowhere to go and no idea how to go anywhere. It's really awkward. Also, Sumpire stepping, right? They waited so long for the camera smoke to fade Heroic, and as they are going in for the super late retake last second with Tanir on the flank, Sumpire gives away his position, which allows Eternal Fire to move away from Heaven, fight someone else. They both 2v1 Tanir and main, Sumpire saves. So it's a couple of little details there for Heroic that cost them at the end of the round, and Eternal Fire do it from a man down.
The thing that's so mad is like, even if one player there had a smoke for Heroic, I think the setup's totally fine. Like, because you have that ability to block. They just never had it. And as a result, it felt like it dawned on them too late as to when that move on B should have been made.
That's why it's hard at the end of the day, man, to play sites on CT Anubis, right? Like, it always feels like you're going to make the wrong move if you make one misstep. If you're in the wrong position, caught in the open, you can get split. They didn't know if Eternal Fire had full mid control, for example. So there's some give and take. There's always a bit of risk and gambling on this map. But, I mean, Eternal Fire have to capitalize now. They have the money of Heroic on the rocks.
Here you go. Like, you can see a little bit haunted by that last round. They play far earlier into B main, and with that comes quite the gift. They're now able to scramble bodies over towards this A site. That is a real ugly fight to lose, though. And here's the mid split. Xcloud gives one away. Some pious caught in no man's land as he's pincered between main and middle.
Yeah, they figured out that Heroic are playing triple B, and they just abuse it again and again. Another really fast A take. Well, this was way faster than the last, and they had the mid split. The Sumpires didn't believe he was running, switching weapon.
Yeah, that round gets so awkward. When Xfire decides to take the fight, when they're smoked off back in main, right as you get the info, there's no one B. It just felt like an odd hill to die on there in the A site. And so in these last few rounds, even now where they try to up the pace with the aggression, this is the CT side in a nutshell. This is why it's so hard to find these CT rounds. It can be so punishing.
I definitely don't envy Heroic in this position. But what it does make me feel is that Eternal Fire are absolutely here to play in Katowice. They may be having to earn their spot to progress through to the group stage, to face the very best, but they've already done so recently on LAN just last week in Copenhagen, so we know they're up for it. They're proving it against a new look Heroic. And if they win just one more round out of the next 5, we will see Eternal Fire progressing. And Heroic have to fight one more match if they want to make it there themselves.
Yeah, this would be Eternal Fire keeping up a real hot start to the year where they're winning these series very convincingly, refusing to even drop a map to their opponents. with an event already played. A Blast Bounty in Copenhagen, now pulling up to Katowice. They want to keep the good times rolling in. They're hoping to go 14-4 in maps to open up the year. 3 of those map losses, as said earlier, coming from the grand finals versus Spirit, where they lost 3-1.
But they won Anubis in that, didn't they? They won it out the world's best in an overtime
From
affair.
An insane back foot position as well.
Yeah. So we know that they are a top Anubis team. Heroic may have expected this pick, but can they put it away? Nice trades out in main, a little bait and switch setup with the SMG. But as we've learned in this map already, don't count Eternal Fire out of a man down round. It would be 2 in this case. Maja needs a clean B kill. That's an annoying smoke. Maybe boost woxic. Orpa's life. Give it all over.
They have a 2v2 over here towards B. This gets really weird if like woxic's able to find someone moving, but there's no real reason to move. Maja instead is the one who has to make the play. A lot of damage, sure, but not the killing blow. And so woxic's best path is to just save this AWP, right? You send Maja in.
Oh my.
Even that's now a little bit tentative, isn't it? As they're rushing him down, they know the impact of removing this AWP. Only way Eternal Fire have one is if woxic saves this. 2 quick kills, 20 seconds left.
He's clear.
20 seconds left in an empty B site. They're trying to plug the gap right now with Xfloud. woxic, he's stuck in 2 minds, but he decides to try and save, and that might lead to the ultimate punishment. Playing it safe puts him right in the eyes of some pious. Oh
yeah,
my god.
Just in case he turns. Oh, he could turn now, though. It doesn't matter. Money doesn't matter. He just wants the kill. Hello, Jacob. As Heroic survive 1 more round, woxic shows us.
Pious trolling, bro. Like,
yeah,
letting him get scared. He wanted woxic to go, ah! But he turned around.
It's funny. It's a funny death. It's a funny kill. Everyone loved it.
Some pious, funny man.
Funny guy.
Fun pious, they call him.
Knife out. Boom. It's a jump scare.
But are the good times going to keep rolling in? Or was that one chuckle in amidst the tears for Heroic as this B play, Jota at the forefront of it, going to come through the lurk smoke?
They're going to learn him a lesson.
Oh wait, these are the classic Eternal Fire smoke.
Old school.
Yeah.
Oh, and the player died on the lurk, so it actually looks like Wakati didn't do this, and they didn't throw the triple smoke wall that makes it obvious.
2.
Oh, bro, we've seen this exact play before. He's going to walk around the world behind the A site, shoot the A players in the back of the head. This might be it. This might be Eternal Fire progressing to the group stage of IEM Katowice off the back of a beautiful lurk through the smoke.
This was like one of the first pocket strats Eternal Fire looked to bring to Anubis.
Oh no,
Maja's hitting them with the El Clasico play, but Wakadia still might miss this timing. They're actually going to aggro main right into Zantares. The flank won't even matter. Now he's here to cut down the rotates. They're going to be left wondering, how the hell did Wakadia make it to this position? Can't double up. Youngster offering whatever resistance he can. Is Youngster an Orpa? He's convincing us for a moment, but it's just one down at Tanir. Moment to reposition. Moment to take a breath. Calm down. It's Maja with years of experience versus Tanir, new to the top level. And Tanir's got it. This game rages on. The big flank, the big double from Zantares. Not enough for Eternal Fire to seal the deal.
You thought it was done. You were ready to shut this stream down. I don't blame you. That looked locked in, but lights out for Heroic. That AWP grab for Youngster as well. Double kill out of nowhere. And he sets up the new clutcher on Heroic to do what he does best and close. Heroic with a second wind. And Eternal Fire with no money. They're going to have to earn it. It's going to go the whole way. I can't believe that. When Riccardi's re-peaking Heaven 4v2, you think it just doesn't matter. You think it's unnecessary, but it's fine. They'll trade him. One wrong step in this game. Look at what it's done. Eternal Fire. No chance of this round. Tanir's got a shotgun.
Are those famous last words?
Nope.
Nah, it's just these Deagles.
No chance.
Zantares Deagle, been known to hit some shots from time to time.
No chance.
Oh. Gonna try and just sniper, just quickly sniper. Little Deagle for woxic, okay. Now, woxic Deagle, that's been known to hit from time to time.
I've seen it. But, as I said, no chance. Shotgun too good, man. Yeah. Oh, wait. One,
Hang on,
two,
now, a couple
three,
more bullets in.
4,
oh, he's
5,
going for the full
6,
reload, brother.
And that's it.
It's so overkill.
Just enough to get it done. Heroic.
How
right
bad
there.
was Tanir expecting to miss?
I need 6 slugs, please. Extra salt in that wound. And it burns for Eternal Fire right now. 2 rounds the difference in regulation. They want to just get this done. 2-0. You're just commending how they don't drop maps. They've barely lost any this year. Can Heroic change that fact right at the end of Anubis?
After the crazy Tanir clutch, it has given a Heroic a second wind here. But will that be the second wind that only stokes the Eternal Fires, or will it extinguish them entirely? Linus with the mid push, first to fall. Zantares' domain. This middle area of the map, the place that Heroic kept targeting and taking off of him in the first half, while he opens round 23, knocking out the captain of Heroic on a push out through mid. And now Eternal Fire go full quiet. They leave it to Heroic to make the next move. They sit back, they wait to receive this. Last time we saw this double stack over at A, it was X-Cloud falling that led to this domino effect. But this time, he looks all the better for it. Plays the fade. Bomb away from Eternal Fire, and a 5v4 that runs the risk of getting away from them. Zantares has been the driving force in this round. Can he keep it going?
Oh, I love it. They're going to wait for the big flank, the huge flank for Madja. Surely he doesn't go B. He has to go beach to A. They've got the bomb control in main. Heroic's change in these last couple of rounds has been the A main control. It's done them so well in trading out in this position. They just have to hold that package. Pressure put on woxic, trying to keep them active, trying to keep them contained. He's got a lot of info. Madja's not going to find much. There's a cross shot from Tanir, and it's all on Madja on this big flank. Left in the dust, left in the dirt, and left dead at the doorstop. Zantares hits the shot, and this is it, folks. Regulation or overtime, Heroic will decide.
Timeout called in, and it goes without saying, it's Eternal Fire to call it.
And they've got, I mean, this is crazy because think back to Nuke. We had the same position.
Exact same
it was
position.
12-8. It came all the way back. It went 12-11, and Eternal Fire had Mac 10s and Tech 9s, and you know what? They closed it out. We are in a similar position. 1 AK, 2 Galils, 2 Mac 10s. Far from the perfect buy. And Heroic, with a bit of steam, 4 rounds in a row, looking for a 5th. Group stages on the line. Train as the 3rd map. If Heroic can earn it. What's it going to be?
This first fight is not being a huge issue for Eternal Fire, but in the final round of regulation, they're the ones playing from the back foot. Couldn't stick the landing when they've had these man advantages, they've had the post plants, now they've got to do it 4v5 with Madja calling the shots from beyond the grave. Whatever game plan they had, it's already gone awry, and so now we head into uncharted waters. They're going to group up. They're going to play a numbers game on this, leaning over towards B with Xantares responsible for lurking in late through dark.
And they're making it gamble A because that's where Eternal Fire have put their fist every single time. They've always gone for these A attacks, these A splits. This time is different. This time it's down in dark. It all comes down to Xantares.
He's caught. Smoke fade. He'll get punished. Youngster and Tanir, the two heavy hitters for Heroic in this B site, and they won't let Eternal Fire in. Tanir cuts them down. Now he buys time. The strength in this moment is not in the ability of any one individual. It's that you've got Wakadia sweating in a 4v1. He's the guy feeling all the pressure. Gonna go looking, but the AWP on this angle. The AWP on the line. That's a crazy shot out of Wakadia. Oh, and another. Wakadia. Something's happening here, but they swing it together. Strength in numbers. No wild 1v4 to close. This one goes into OT.
Unbelievable cinematic match of CS for the group stages of Katowice. Nothing comes easy. Nothing comes for free. We've had clutches non-stop. Heroic individual moments, and this one almost joins the fray. That would have been one way to close out this series, but Eternal Fire will have to fight harder and further than before into overtime. That shot on Sun Pius, filth. But the AWP is back. woxic's got his. Another aggressive round. You got rounds to play with. Let's play. A nice set piece out of main, a fake Molotov that lets him push aggressively as a third A player, and I think Xantares has realized they're running exactly this setup. B is weak. He's going to go deep into spawn, but he will be sandwiched between two CTs. Tanir takes it with ease.
This is a huge red flag for Eternal Fire. This would be 5 rounds in a row lost on the favored side. They're no longer getting those man advantages. They're no longer threading the needle on these crazy pushes. So often they've been able to get the timings, get the real estate, and be in these positions where you're supposed to win the game. They have had many chances here. But this would be the 5th round in a row on the CT side for Heroic, taking the first in OT. Right, and it feels like there's no reason to drop the ball now if you're Heroic. 5-on-3, you can go static, you can wait for the site hit. They've got Wakadia on the chopping block as he makes his way in. It's a nice recovery. xFloud dead, but caught pulling the pistol is woxic. Jota, he's had one great clutch. Gonna need another. Is this guy the new clutch factor for Eternal Fire? We're going to see in real time if Jota is the real deal, spots the man in the sight but can't get past Linus. And so 5 straight down the stretch, first in OT taken by Heroic.
LNZ has had a really hard time in this game individually. While he's called some great T-side rounds to get Heroic back in it near the end of their first half, it has been pretty rough in A main for him. That's a huge 3-piece to stop the clutch, to stop that A attack. Heroic needed that. Felt like Eternal Fire were about to win it again from disadvantage. Ooh, and a huge grenade onto woxic's head. Nearly max damage. Push, Wakadia holding on, and he just turned. I don't know why. Heard something perhaps, but maybe just trying to set up anti-flash. Jota wasn't there in time. He has to trade it. This could have been a double advantage.
Tanir recommitting to taking long after contact is mad.
And that's even better. Xantares peak put down after one. Can Tanir be the guy yet again? No, caught out with his back turn. woxic catches the A push. They don't know where xFloud is. They've got a pretty good idea. With that B site empty, Bomb's going to make it in time.
Okay, thank God xFloud. Oh, wait. Oh, God. Oh,
He'll
God.
hear him.
Why is woxic stopped?
He'll hear him.
He should. On the angle now.
Yeah.
And there we go. woxic. His ears are his best friend.
Yeah, he's scared. He's pushed mid, heard him, and he's going to hold the cross. So he called for a teammate to back him up. And he does catch that flank. woxic, 25 kills right now. Top of the server. Back-to-back strong maps. from the Turkish AWP legend.
It's exciting that woxic's playing so well, especially because at their run in Blast, he had some real good maps. I think he finished the event, I want to say, as their second highest rated player, but he didn't have those maps, so he steps up and takes full control. Hang on a second, look at this. Youngster. Ooh.
He loves doing this.
Oh my god. He's in here with woxic, but the no-scope lands. Little bit of faith in his trusty AWP sidekick. woxic gets rid of the push.
Crazy kill for X-File. He tackles Antares. A1 Esther, AK, comes out barely bruised. Okay, Eternal Fire still maintaining an advantage, and this is a round where Heroic have to gamble. And so that's exactly what they do with the map quiet. They don't want to push into a default. So they just stack, they hope for the best. This is a high-risk play, but it's what it's going to take on CT Anubis to win this round. And they still play proactive, pushing back into dark again. Eternal Fire, if they just walk mid, oh, stepping con. That's awkward. A camera feels like the best option right now. Eternal Fire, no need to doubt this. They hear this rotation through Temple. They can't just go.
It's good proactive game plan from Heroic at least, right? Trying to make the best out of this situation, but there was no way of stopping this. If it goes A, it was going to be left to the retake, and woxic AWP has mid locked down. Linus has been very, very quiet here, and it's felt forgivable because the individuals have been enough, but he needs to have his impact now if they want to take two on this CT side. Linus delivers. Split the defense though. Jota nails the shot in mid, and it's these two, this pesky, fresh-faced duo of Wakadia and Jota that is so hard to put a stop to that Linus is now expected to beat. Dodges the flash, sure, but they're not giving him these fights.
Done.
They're playing it perfectly, wasting his time. Linus trying to beckon them in with those taps. It's not enough. And Jota will close. Two on the T side for Eternal Fire as they break their 5-round silent streak.
Dude, woxic is just an overtime player. I don't know if you caught the complexity game on Train yesterday, but had 20 kills in like, 20 rounds, then hit overtime, doubled his kill count in 2 overtimes. He ended 40 and 20 in OT, just went on an absolute streak, finding so much value, so much impact. And now he's on CT side as well with another AWP. woxic, where will his pick come in?
Oh, bro, he really wants to be involved.
Yeah.
He knows he can be the difference maker, but it's going to be a flick required.
Yeah.
And some pious, nice, easy opener collected in middle.
Very big scalp to find. And they can't stay for long jiggling at this B main unless Madja can get this smoke off Jota. They're going to fight together. LNZ, he has been a weak point. We've said it before. Maybe that could be a way in. He's not going to challenge the Molotov. B site blocked. Not open yet. But this is the end goal of Heroic. Surrounding this B site.
When you get yourself a man advantage like this, these are the rounds you're supposed to thrive in if you're Heroic. And it was so free to start it all off. You don't want this to be the one that gets away from you. Madja's trying to make a play. Flashed in through B main. Okay. That's a crazy turnaround. Tania bested in the head-to-head by the captain of Eternal Fire. Don't know what that was from Jota.
Yeah,
oh god, that might be a bit of a heinous misstep there as Linus has destroyed this B hold. They've shuffled out of position for a moment as well. Wakadia leaving the A site has left it wide open for Heroic to move in. He still wants to do something here. Wakadia, nades pulled. Now he's got support. Zantares arriving. Backs the tag. Oh man! Wakadia baits them in. Zantares is the trap. And between the two of them, they have saved the day for Eternal Fire. Once more, it's that tag team duo, Zantares and Wakadia, finds match and series point.
Dude, how is this so open? What an awkward timing for Youngster to try and re-smoke the heaven. It's Panic that almost loses Eternal Fire the round. I think they're screaming, guys, they're running mid to A, they're running mid to A. That's why Jota pushes Con. Oh dear. But they live and die in the chaos. They run through that Con smoke. And they win that 2v4 on the A site in an instant. 2v3, yeah, 2v4, my god. series point. Eternal Fire, a round from the group stage. We've been here before. 5 in a row Heroic took to get us out of regulation. Now they only need 2 on this T side.
Gotta screw the fuzzy bit back on.
Yeah, he broke his mic, and fair enough.
It was a sick build-up, though.
Yeah.
You got me pumped.
Smashed his headset after that one. That is a tilting round to lose because it happens so quick. It just gets robbed. Trying to stay calm. He's give him a smile across the room. We're back in. We are live. 15 seconds of freeze.
I think that last round is a real feel-good moment, not just because your 2 stars clutched up in a 2v4, but that whole round started like from the get-go dire straits for Eternal Fire, right? They lost to woxic early on in mid. He's been the guy offering up resistance across the entire series. But as Madja had to learn back in Copenhagen, he's reminded of now, Eternal Fire, it's a team game. It's not about one man carrying. It's the difference that they can make when they come together.
It's like Pro League v the Mongols. They keep blocking this B main lurk smoke, and Heroic actually don't know it's being blocked. It's been blocked like 4 or 5 times in this map. They have no idea. So there's no pressure on B. Jota feels free. They only need to play 2 in this site right now. As far as Eternal Fire are concerned, B main is empty. They have so much info that Heroic is only it's one-way info. Heroic don't know. Con control coming in. But Eternal Fire know they can fall back on this B main push, flashed in by Xantares, and they clear it out entirely. As this A split gets set up, there's only 2 players in the site. When we had Heroic in these CT setups, they crumbled every time. Can Eternal Fire do it in a 2v5?
woxic and Wakadia, the 2 heavy hitters. Wakadia's been able to offer up these type of rounds time and time again with Xantares, but it's only the one and done in this A hit. Tanir turns heads, quick double kill. Madja coming in for the backstab, but Jota is so far away. Madja left fighting this entirely alone. And this might be enough for Eternal Fire to write it off with that bomb going down now. They're still lending time to Jota on this backstab, seeing if anything presents itself. But you're not far off saving. You're not far off giving this round over. Trying to dodge that double OT. Jota, that's the shot that had to connect. It won't happen. Madja, can he deliver this? A lot of time ticked off the bomb.
Yes.
Time is of the essence. Good util. Second molly picked up for Madja. That's kind of huge. He could get rid of players over in heaven. Clearing the site still. Wasting precious time. He doesn't know where they've gotten to. And so Madja tries to get out of there. They will not let it happen.
1 round, 1 round.
1 round indeed. 1 round between Heroic and extra time again. A double OT affair. For Eternal Fire, it's 1 final chance. Close this game out. 4 in regulation. This is their 2nd chance now in OT.
Nice. I flash camera.
And the double orb comes back as well. Madja playing towards Con last time. He's even going to go for the B main pick. This is a very hard fight. Just eats the flash.
Oh, he was full blind. He couldn't block the smoke this time.
Didn't think it would come in maybe, but Tanir is lurking outside. LNZ in kind of the star rifle position towards Con every round, but he has been getting it off of Eternal Fire. He is walking through the smoke. He's playing the fade. What a risky move. But for once, Eternal Fire are not putting any pressure on this position.
They kind of need to as well, because for the first time they don't have main, right? So there is a bit more pressure to try and fight for Dark, and that's why Madja takes that wide swing. This guy's got a great head on his shoulders.
Good block.
Good awareness.
Oh, Heroic are screwed here. This should be group stage qualification progression for Eternal Fire. They're running into a stack.
Xantares and Jota both here. Jota gets that important trade, and it's all eyes on some Pius. 1v4, odds against him. Jota ends it with the wide swing.
Relief.
For Eternal Fire, relief sets in as those group stages are secured. Heroic have to keep on battling, unable to make a very limited list of teams that have taken a map off of Eternal Fire.
Yeah, but Heroic, damn right, damn good as they show up yet again in a series and take it all the way. They are proving they are more than the sum of their parts. This new roster